NBC's Ali Rafa is also at the White House for us, covering it all. Ali, good to talk to you. So yesterday, Jack Smith obviously commented on this case. A lot of folks wondering if the president has plans to say anything. What are you hearing?
Yeah, Yasmin. Well, before we get into the reaction or lack thereof from this White House, from this president, I just want to go through some of the most recent attack lines against this president that we've heard from former President Trump just as recently as a few minutes ago while he was speaking there in Georgia. He said he called this indictment a, quote, joke. He said it was, quote, weaponized by President Biden's Justice Department. He brought up the president's own special counsel probe into the mishandling of classified documents, arguing there's a double standard there with that and the investigation into Hunter Biden. He accused President Biden of, quote, trying to jail his political opponent and vowed to, quote, evict a totally corrupt president from the White House in 2024. And now the president and this White House have been repeatedly asked to react to this indictment since we first learned about it from the former president on Thursday night. And we know they learned about it from, like everyone else, the media reports about it. And they have either referred those questions to the Justice Department or largely dodged those questions altogether. You mentioned yesterday the president was in North Carolina at an event where he was asked to react to this, but this was his reaction. Take a listen.
Mr. President, are you concerned about the vision in light of the Trump indictment? If everybody could
Now, this lack of a reaction isn't too surprising, Yasmin. This indictment really puts President Biden in an unprecedented area. He's not only obviously the sitting president as this indictment comes forward, but he's also obviously former President Trump's top 2024 rival. And so he has said even before he was elected in 2020 that he wants to respect and honor the separation and independence he has vowed to create between his White House and the Justice Department. So he doesn't want to appear to sway or be influencing this indictment or this case in any way. Obviously, we know Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation has been kept separate from Maine DOJ. And as we've seen in as recent as this speech from former President Trump, that hasn't stopped the former president or his GOP allies from arguing this familiar argument we've heard that this is a witch hunt. This is a political effort to cut his chances in 2024. And obviously, what's still complicating this is that independent special counsel investigation into the president's own handling of classified documents. Obviously, we know we've gone over how different these cases are, but nevertheless, we expect that to fully be used as ammunition for the former president and his GOP rivals, Yasmin.